Under the ever-bright spotlight of the entertainment world, sometimes there are stories that reveal the dark side of an idol's life. Recently, Jungkook's name from the phenomenal boy group BTS took center stage, but not because of his stunning stage performances or global achievements. This time, the news that circulated shocked fans. Jungkook allegedly experienced violence by a commander while having a casual chat with his friend. The question is, what exactly happened behind this incident? And is it true that this is connected with disciplinary violations? This story originated from a report leaked to the South Korean media. The report said that Jungkook was undergoing one of the intensive training sessions in preparation for military activities. As a celebrity who is under the obligation of state service, this exercise is indeed part of his responsibility. However, in one of the moments of rest, he was seen joking with a friend. The casual gesture apparently triggered a strong reaction from a commander in charge. "We just talked for a while," said one of the sources who did not want to be named. There is no intention to ignore the rules. But the atmosphere turned tense when the commander approached them in a high tone of voice. What happened next became a big debate. Based on the testimony of several people, the commander was said to have given Jungkook excessive physical action. This, according to reports, was done as a form of disciplinary enforcement because it was considered that Jungkook did not show a serious attitude during the exercise. But is it true that the act was just a mere enforcement of discipline, or was there something deeper that triggered the incident? Fans of BTS, known as ARMY, of course, did not remain silent. After this news emerged, social media was immediately flooded with hashtags such as #ProtectJungkook and #JusticeForJungkook. Many questioned how an idol who had contributed so much to South Korea's good name could be treated in such a way. Some even say that the act is a form of insult to the struggle of an artist who has brought the name of the nation to the world stage. However, on the other hand, there are also those who try to look at this incident from a different point of view. In South Korean military culture, discipline is considered one of the main pillars. In fact, many believe that the firm attitude of a commander is commonplace and necessary for the sake of maintaining order. But is that enough to justify the use of physical violence? Discipline is key in military training, said a former military trainer interviewed by local media. However, the approach to enforcing discipline must be done in a humane way. If there really is physical violence going on, it certainly violates the basic principles of leadership. Jungkook himself has not given an official statement regarding this incident. However, his group mates, who often share stories about their daily lives, briefly touched on how difficult it is to adapt to life outside the stage. "We all know that Jungkook is a very dedicated person," one of the BTS members said in an earlier interview. "He always tries to give his best, both for himself and for the team. Seeing him in a situation like this is certainly very worrying." The big question that now hangs is, will this incident have an impact on the relationship between the world of entertainment and military obligations? BTS, who have long been the global face of South Korea, have contributed a lot to cultural diplomacy through their music. Does this incident indicate a gap between the way the military views celebrities and their contribution to the country? Some social analysts suggest that this case could be an important moment to reevaluate the military training system applied to individuals from non-military backgrounds. There is a big difference between an artist and a soldier in terms of their background and the way they were raised. Military training needs to take this aspect into account, especially when it involves celebrities who carry a much greater burden of responsibility in the public eye, said an expert on Korean popular culture. Meanwhile, many soldiers continued to send messages of support to Jungkook through social media. They hoped that this incident would not leave a deep psychological impact on their idol. However, behind that support, there is also a sense of anger and frustration that continues to resonate. "We just want Jungkook to be treated with respect," one fan wrote on Twitter. "He has given everything for his country and his fans. Why did he have to go through this?" However, not a few also asked the public to remain calm and wait for an official statement from the parties involved. "We don't know the full details," said one Korean entertainment industry observer. "It is very important not to rush to conclusions. If this incident really happened, I am sure that the competent authorities will take appropriate measures." Now, all eyes are on the agency that houses BTS, HYB Corporation, as well as the South Korean military authorities. Will they provide transparent clarification? And more importantly, will Jungkook get justice for what he experienced? Until now, these questions still hang without a definite answer. But one thing is clear: this incident has opened a wider discussion about the treatment of celebrities serving military duty. Is the current system fair and humane? Or is there a need for reform so that similar events do not happen again in the future? After all, Jungkook is a symbol of the younger generation of Koreans who bring not only achievements, but also hope and pride. He is to be treated with the respect he deserves for the sacrifices he has made. What emerges is the deep sympathy of millions of fans around the world. Jungkook is known as a humble, hardworking, and dedicated person. However, this incident seems to open up another side of his life that may rarely be exposed. Has he been harboring pain and pressure that no one knows about? This question continues to resonate on various social media platforms, forming more emotional and evocative narratives that in the course of his career. Jungkook has shown that he is not only an entertainer, but also a strong and passionate individual. But is that strength beginning to weaken? On several occasions, Jungkook has talked about the importance of maintaining mental health, but he also admitted that as an idol, he often feels trapped in endless expectations. For many, this incident became a symbol of something bigger: the relentless pressure in the culture of South Korea's entertainment industry. Not only Jungkook, but many other artists also had to face a similar burden. They are expected to not only perform perfectly in front of the camera, but also live a life of high discipline that sometimes feels inhuman. Meanwhile, speculation about this incident continues to grow. Some say the commander's actions may have been intended to teach a lesson to Jungkook and his friends, but the methods used were traumatic. The commander is rumored to have a reputation for being a tough figure, but so far there is no concrete evidence to suggest that he often resorted to physical violence. However, is reputation alone enough to justify these reported actions? When it comes to violence, especially in a strict training environment, many experts mention that the line between discipline and harassment is often blurred. For some, hard methods are considered effective for honing character, but for others, actions of this kind only worsen the mental and physical condition of a person. Jungkook, though famous for his strength both physically and emotionally, is still an ordinary human being with limits. Amid this frenzy, many are waiting for an official response from Jungkook or his agency. Big Hit Music is known as an agency that is very protective of its artists, especially BTS. In some previous cases, they have not hesitated to take legal action against the disseminators of rumors or unfair treatment of their artists. However, as of this writing, no official statement has been released. This silence only added to the curiosity and concern of the fans. Many hoped that Jungkook himself, or at least one of the other BTS members, would provide clarification to defuse the growing speculation.